I just love the word bloom, blossom, coming to fruition. I love all of these words because they really resonate with myself. We're coming out and becoming your best self. And now we are approaching a new season. We are in spring. Spring has sprung. We are seeing beautiful flowers and colors and an abundance of life. I love that. I love this time of year because there's so much that's happening. There's so many new and exciting things that are coming about and being refreshed, being revitalized. And just the word new, the idea of new, I think is so wonderful. I love newness, renewing, revitalizing, refreshing, all come together for me. And, especially when you think of starting a new chapter in your life, you are completely taking the time to go through a transition. You are revamping. You are becoming something different. And one of the things that I learned quite a few years back, it was about 15 years ago, was that every 7 years, we are a brand new person. And the reason we're a brand new person is because our whole being is regenerated. All of our cells, our skin, our muscles, our bones, everything is regenerated from our cells. So we are, in fact, a completely new person, whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not. We are constantly evolving as people, and we're becoming better. We're able to know more things. We're able to learn from the experiences that we've had. And it's a really neat thing to know that we are, in fact, constantly blooming, constantly blossoming. But I think that there's something really significant about spring. So, we are in now the second quarter of the year. So we are in full motion. So we can really see where we're at in life. We can see where we're at for this specific year. And we can ask ourselves, are we where we want to be? Are we blossoming to the place that we want to be? Are we able to see that there is, in fact, progress that's been made since January of this year? And, it's amazing to me how quickly time goes by. Like, I cannot get over how fast these days are just flying by. It's insane to me. And it's so true. The old saying that talks about time and how it keeps going faster and faster the older that you get. It just passes you by. So you have to be able to harness that time. You have to be able to take advantage of each and every moment as much as possible. And if you're not able to do that, it's going to set you back. And that includes every day that you wake up. Now, I want to throw something out there for you today. I want you to consider something. I want you to visualize yourself becoming a seed, and you've been dormant for a little while. You've been in the soil. You've been just kind of sitting there thinking about coming up to the surface, but you haven't done it yet. And you are in the process of growing, and you're almost there. You're almost ready to pop through to the surface to reach that sunlight. So I want you to envision yourself as this seed growing and prospering and becoming so much greater than you are right now. And you are becoming even better than you could have ever possibly imagined. And a seed is just a tiny little thing that grows in the ground and becomes something so magnificent. It evolves into this incredible piece of life, full of color, and that's completely alive. So I want to encourage you today, if you are kind of in the midst of that soil, you're in a place where you're growing and you're almost to the top, but you're not quite ready to push through. I want to encourage you to take that next step, to take a little bit of a risk, to go for it, because as the seed, all you know is complete darkness that's surrounding around you. You don't know what is possible if you pop through to reach that sunlight. So sometimes all that is taking a little extra step in order to pop through and make it to that next level. And sunlight does wonders for us. It just changes everything about who we are. It gives us life. So in order to get to that light, we have to be willing to pop up and to go forward and to take that next step. So if you're willing to do that, not only are you going to get that sunlight that's going to give you everything you need to grow, but you are going to begin to prosper. And I don't know how much you know about the word prosper, but it's not just about financial gain. It's also about your well-being, your health, your wellness, your overall eminent spirit. What is your spirit emanating? And if you are in a prosperous stage, you are growing at a rapid rate. So it can be completely about yourself in its entirety. Your whole self is prospering, not just financially, not just physically, emotionally, spiritually, but everything as a whole is becoming greater and more prosperous. It's a really neat philosophy. So I want you to envision yourself as this flower that's coming out of the ground. You are moving from the seed stage to the flowering stage, and you are coming out and you are becoming an amazing, colorful, abundant flower that is so beautiful to visually see. And with that beauty, you are going to be changing lives. You are going to be able to harness life in a different way that you never thought possible, because visually you are able to, for yourself, you're able to gain a whole bunch of different knowledge and wisdom and experience, because you were able to take that next step. You were able to reach up for that sunlight and take it all in, and it allowed you to grow because you were willing to do that. So take the time to look at how you can be a beautiful flower, a flower that creates more life. You give pollen to the bees. You are very appeasing to the eyes, and you are changing lives because you took it upon yourself to take that next step, to take a little risk, and to show others that it can be done. You are an example of what it means to be a leader, be somebody that's at the forefront of something amazing. So my encouragement and my advice for you this week is for you to draw a flower. What do you want to look like? What colors do you want to be? How do you want to emanate your energy out into this world? And God wants us to be able to share our gift with this world. And sometimes the only way that we can do that is to sprout through that soil. And God is the light. God is everything that we need in terms of the source of how we live and how we grow. So once we reach towards that light and we receive it, we're going to be continuing to grow and continuing to prosper. So draw that flower this week and draw something amazing and incredibly flourishing that's going to give you an idea of what you want to be and what you want to be seen as. And for me, that's a really tough thing, because I love so many different types of flowers, but I want to be something that lasts for a long time. So something that can last throughout the seasons and or continue to come back again and again and to grow and thrive. I love the word thrive. So your life is everything that you make of it. So we want to be constantly reaching towards something. And if you're always reaching towards the light, then you're going to be constantly growing. So always remember that. Reach towards the light and your growth will never stop. So I'm looking forward to hearing about some of your flowers. I'm hoping to get some feedback on this podcast. I want to do more action-oriented pieces of advice and tips where individuals are walking away and they're actually implementing something great. And I want to share stories. I want to do the interviews, and I want to do everything encompassing how it's going to better you and help to grow you. But I also want to throw out all of these different pieces of advice and tips and tools that you can use so that you can have visual. Because for me, I work really well with visuals. So once I see exactly what it is that I want to be and what I want to achieve, it helps me to get there so much quicker because I can see exactly what it is that I want with clarity. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on too in my podcast coming up in the next couple of weeks, is for you to get that visual and for you to write the specifics down. And in this case, draw something pretty. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day. It's amazing outside. It's absolutely gorgeous. The flowers are blossoming and everything's coming up from the ground. I hope that you are feeling the same way, that you are enjoying your day, and be a flower. I want to encourage you, blossom and share your beauty with the world. Until next week, bye-bye.